At the Philippine Animal Welfare Society, even the voiceless has a story to tell. From Georgie, a furry survivor seeking justice, to our feline friends from Pasay City who arrived for some TLC, to doctor dogs who give us more than a dose of comfort and cuteness, PAWS is indeed a haven for countless animals. Guiding us through these tales is People of the Year awardee and PAWS Executive Director Atty. Cabrera, who speaks for those who cannot speak for themselves. During our visit, we catch Aspen Georgie and her humans as they seek justice for the cruelty she endured at the hands of a neighbor.
Georgie, kamusta ka na?
PAWS is determined to pursue a criminal case against the perpetrator. It sends a clear message that animal abuse will not go unpunished.
Okay. Mukhang kumpleto na. So ito na lang yung ating joint complaint affidavit. Nakita niyo na po, nabasa niyo na? Kung tama yung time, kasi very particular yung dito, yung prosecutor ha. And inadmit niya that he struck the dog, claiming na si Georgie had defecated in front of his house. However, this explanation is disproven by the footage taken from closed-circuit television. So ito yun, no? Tapos dito sa 103 mark, kita natin na bigla na lang niyang pinalo, no? Wala talaga kayong idea kung ba't niya ginawa yun?
Ang katwiran niya po sa lupo ng barangay Paliparan Toy. Kinailangan niya daw paluin yung aso para malaman niya daw kung sino daw yung owner ng dog.
So ito, actually, aside from animal abuse and maltreatment, nag-charge din tayo ng ibang civil damages, no? Lalo na pag ganito, may affidavit, may witness, may CCTV. So, more or less, malaki ang confidence level namin na ma-prosecute itong taong ito.
Meanwhile, 13 cats arrived from Pasay City. They are part of PAWS Trap, Neuter, Vaccinate, and Return program, also known as TNVR.
We have new visitors here at the PAWS headquarters. Can you tell us about them?
They're community cats, and so pag mga malls, condos, sometimes they have problems with stray cats and they multiply. So instead of asking the pounds to collect them, what we suggest is to do a TNVR. But in our case, kabalikan.
Kabalikan.
Which is kunin, kapon, balik. And they're part of a community of 150 cats. The vet neuters them, and then we cover, and then we bring them back from where they were caught. And the principle there is that no additional cats will be added to kasi they will be protecting their territory na.
Yeah.
There will be managed feeding. Hindi yung feed everywhere na nangyayari. Tapos, that's the way we keep the population of stray cats in an area controlled in a humane manner. So they coexist with these cats. These are considered the community's cats.
While these rescues will soon return to their own parts of the urban jungle, the same cannot be said for some animals within the PAWS compound. Hundreds of cats and dogs, in fact, are waiting patiently for their turn in the shelter, hoping that one day someone will choose them and rehome them for good.
When people go, they can choose the dog that
Yeah, they will choose, but our adoption counselor will actually tell them
recommend them na which.
they see that the family is medyo athletic na tumatakbo, tapos makita nila yung pipili na dog, couch potato. So, it's a lot of matchmaking.
How many animals do you have here in the PAWS headquarters who are up for adoption right now?
Okay, right now we have 172 cats and 75 dogs at the PAWS Animal Shelter.
Sometimes, though, it's our furry friends themselves who come to the rescue. Among them is Chloe, a rescued Aspen who has since been trained to become a certified doctor dog.
It's not always about people helping animals. Most of the time, without us realizing it, it's animals helping people.
As a doctor dog, she has passed the temperament testing to provide comfort and healing to those in need.
We have therapy dogs now, but we have very few Aspins who are therapy dogs because Aspins have bad experiences talaga. They've always been treated badly. So like Chloe, who's a rescue, we were amazed that she was able to pass the temperament testing.
Attorney Ana Cabrera's leadership at PAWS is the culmination of a lifelong devotion to animal welfare. She has headed the Doctor Dog program along with other core programs of PAWS in the Philippines since 2006. Attorney Cabrera also stepped into her role as executive director in 2012. But her passion for saving animals started when she was but a little girl in Sampaloc, Manila.
Ever since I was small, my father said, he would scare animals and said, no, don't do that. Be kind and gentle. I grew up in Sampaloc area where we would often see kittens wrapped in plastic bags and disposed with the garbage. My sister and I would rescue them, bottle feed them. Even in college and in high school, I was known as the girl who would always bring kittens and nagpapadede ng kittens. I swore to myself na after finishing college, I worked in a bank to help
What was your college degree?
economics.
Okay.
And I wanted journalism, but my dad said, go to a bank, earn money, help the family. So I said, okay, I'll work to help the family, but I will look for an organization that will help me, speak out for the animals because I felt very bad about yung mga kittens na tinapon. I met Mrs. Nita Ontiveros Lichaco. She was the author of yung animal welfare column in Mr. and Miss. And she wrote about the injustice of animal cruelty. And she really, put into words what I felt in my heart. And then together with her, we lobbied for the Animal Welfare Act. So I was there at the signing of the Animal Welfare Act in 1998.
And then when did you decide to go full-time in this advocacy and leave banking behind?
It was in 2006 because Animals Asia Foundation said, would you like to, somebody's got to quit either full-time job and be full-time with PAWS because you can't do it volunteer basis. So I discussed it with my husband who was very supportive. Sabi ng husband ko, you're spending all your money na rin there, your weekends. Might as well go full-time.
In the past 12 years now, as executive director, what would you say was your biggest triumph?
Biggest triumph was when we were able to raid a dogfight syndicate. It was with the PNP, and then we caught them on video. These were really an international syndicate, and I was emboldened kasi si Mrs. Lichaco, who was a frail 80-plus-year-old woman, because we just caught these guys. They were imprisoned in Camp Crame. So I went there, and the police said, ma'am, yung old lady, kasama niyo ba siya? And sabi ko, yes. And then I found these were 7 men, malalaki, and they had their heads bowed down. And this was Mrs. Lichaco doing that. You should be ashamed of yourselves committing these atrocities against the animals. These pit bulls had nothing. So that courage, when it's speaking out against animal cruelty, there's a fire in her eyes.
So you mentioned syndicates. Is there a danger attached to your job?
Oh yes, I've received death threats. In fact, this is the reason why I'm not friends with my immediate family members on Facebook. Because one time I had a death threat and somebody came to my house actually and told my neighbor na, is this where she lives? And they were on motorcycle and I think they were just posturing. Kasi if you were wanted to kill a person, you would not announce it. But I think they wanted to show,
They wanted to intimidate you.
intimidate. So, but it really worked because I was afraid for my family.
Attorney studied law at 42, and that's when she entered the UP Law School, no?
I think 44 was more like it.
Okay.
What compelled me to take up law, kasi there was an Aspen who was hurt by this animal offender. And he said, bakit? Magkano ba yan? Yung Aspen, magkano yan? Eh, bayaran mo na lang. So I had to stand up in court. And then when I was explaining the Animal Welfare Act, the judge, I think, got insulted. And he said, oh, who are you? Are you counsel? And sabi ko, I know, Your Honor. You sit down before I call you in contempt. Lawyer lang ang nagsasalita dito. So that made me angry because I couldn't speak. So I said, I think I better study the law. It was very, very hard. It was really hard. I struggled. I wasn't the most brilliant student, especially in UP. But in the end, it helped me become, a better, I think, lawyer. Kasi now I'm not easily intimidated. And I'm now able to speak up more for the animals.
Are there other lawyers who help you with your legal assistance programs here in PAWS?
Definitely. In fact, what inspired me to become a lawyer also are all our volunteer lawyers who have helped us and foremost among them, the late Attorney Roy Cayaban, Attorney Juancho Torrevillas. They've helped craft majority of the pleadings. And I saw how they really don't want to give up. Sometimes the case would be dismissed and they would still appeal. They would not give up.
And this is pro bono.
Yes, pro bono. We've never paid our lawyers. So now I have my classmates from UP Law help me. I have members of UP Portia sorority help me. And I'm very confident because now I'm looking at creating a legal team that's similar to the Animal Legal Defense Fund in the US that will fight for animal rights, not just dogs and cats, but also to push for better farmed animal welfare standards here in the Philippines.
If you have a message to our viewers, how can they help out when it comes to our abused or neglected animals?
Please always include the animals in beneficiaries. If you want to give a really thoughtful gift to an animal lover, perhaps a donation to PAWS would help. Please remember, never ever buy a pet as a gift because a pet should be a lifetime commitment and the one receiving the pet should have a say in planning. And then never shop, never buy. Please adopt a pet. There's so many animals waiting in shelters and in city pounds everywhere, and they're just waiting for their death sentence, or in shelters like us, they're just waiting to be adopted. And please spay or neuter your pets. Because if your pets get pregnant or impregnate other pets, that's when we lose the slots. Because there are not enough homes for all of them. Right now, there are over 200 animals in the PAWS shelter in desperate need of homes, and they're just waiting for you to come by and give them their forever.
If they want to adopt, how do they go about it? They just visit?
Oh, in our website, paws.org.ph, there's Adopt a Dog. Just click on that. There's a form. You can also view the adoptable pets on the website.
From being a young girl who rescued kittens from the streets, to becoming a formidable lawyer who fights for those who cannot defend themselves, People of the Year awardee Attorney Anna Cabrera is making this world a better place, one furry friend at a time. This is Jose Paulo de la Cruz for People Asia.